Hi, this is Christian. Welcome to Angular class. Okay, so in this video, let's go ahead and create another component, and we'll add it to the main module here. Again, this is the main module. How do we know? Well, if you look at this module decorator, you see the word bootstrap here. If you're bootstrapping the add component to the module, to the application, so this is the root module. And usually your Angular application should have only one module that is the root, and it has the bootstrap property here. Okay, so all of the sub modules should not have the bootstrap. Otherwise, you are conflicting with Angular 8, which is the main module. Okay, so with the root module here, that means we have a root component. In this case, how do we know the root component is again being bootstrapped here? So the add component in this one is the root component. So inside the add component in here, we have, I showed you earlier, we're using the add component HTML here, which is this template here. All right, and that's what you see in the output here. This is what you see for that result. Okay, so let's just say we're going to add another component inside here under the app directory. And so I could go and then create a new file. We'll call this maybe, we'll just call it sample let's be a little bit more creative. Let's just say, what do we want to say here? Special, maybe like special dot component dot ts. Okay. So first thing you want to import the component. Okay, so import a component from it's going to be from the Angular component. You see here, the IntelliSense tells you, actually from the core, I'm sorry, the Angular core. Then the next line is we want to make sure we add a component here. If you don't, it's gonna doesn't know this is an Angular component. Okay, and then below that we have the export, the class called, this is a special component. So again, because it's a special component, just being consistent here. And it's a component, so we'll put the curlies here. Okay, so these are the three pieces. So you have the import, the decorator, and then the export. Then now inside the component, two things are required. First is the selector. You must have a selector, otherwise it does not know where to go. So you can create your own selector. I'll just call it special. Again, special is fine, right? And then the template. I could use a external template, or you could just put a inline template here. We just do the inline for now, and I'll just put another message here for a H3. Just say this is a special component. And you close that H3. All right? And that's all I need. I don't need the CSS. If you do, just add that down there. So now I have nothing to inject into this template here. If I want to add something, I could say like this is a something component, and this will be a dynamic data. I could put it inside here. But let's just say this is the typical component. So I have a special component added. Notice I only have that component that's .ts. I don't have a special module. If I do that, I have to create a module. But if I don't include it, then this usually is, I would say that it's part of this module, the add module. So again, I have a special tag called special. Now I have to go to the module that uses this component. And so inside this module, the add module, we know that it uses the add component as the main component. So I want to show that inside the add component HTML. So inside here somewhere, maybe we'll put it, let's see, we'll put like right below the logo. Okay, so the logo's right here, right? We put right below that, and then we'll put here our special tag. Remember we created a special tag, right? Oh no, it's red because we usually like to put like a multiple words. And we can do that. We could just change that really quickly to make it nice, but you don't have to. So I could say maybe like special tag. I don't know, right? So special tag. So go back to the template and we'll call this special tag. Makes the IDE happy. So this is our tag. Again, it's in the component that uses this component. So let's save that. So we got our special component. We export that out. And then we have to include that in the module that uses it. So here, I'm going to import the module or the component called special component from the same directory, right? This dot slash means the same directory. It's called the special component. Add that here. If I don't include that elsewhere, if I save this, you notice that on the browser, it doesn't work, right? It has an error, and you want to know what that is. You can, again, press F12. Go into the console, it will tell you. It says, the special tag is not known, right? Inside the HTML. And inside our component, we say there's a special tag. We add that here. But in our module, we did not include it inside the declarations part. So I want to use this component. I have to add that in here. So add that to the declarations. So once that is added, now it's visible. Angular knows it. It can know where this special tag comes from. It's one of these components. And so now, if you see, there is a special component. Okay? And so that's how you add additional components to your module. And since this is the root module, right? You could say you want to make this special component as the root component. If you just change that, then that'll be fine. If you change that, then that'll be the root module instead, root component. So for example, if I say special component, if I do that, it will probably fail because I didn't have the root tag, right? So if you click on the console, you see that it failed. It does not have, the special tag did not have any place to match. And to make this work, remember the HTML has a root woohoo tag, right? So I have to either change this to my special tag, right? If I change this to my special tag, like that, if I save it, it should work, right? So this is my root component now. If I do that, or as it was before, I have to go into my special component and change this to the woohoo tag, and that would still be fine. I think, did I call it woohoo? I probably I'll change it anyway. Yeah, so that's what you need to do. Okay, but again, back to the add module, we're going to change it back to the add component as the original module, and everything should be as it was before, and everything's happy. Okay, so that's how you add additional component to an existing module.